This is StevieB playing Entropia Universe, the MMORPG based off of a real cash economy where you can deposit and withdraw real money. Today's video is sponsored by EarnPED.com, the place where you can go for offers to help you earn PED to fatten up that PED card. We also have the all-time high blog where you can find great articles and information about resources from the game and how to play smarter and make your PED go further. So right now I am at Camp Icarus. This is kind of where you start off whenever you first get to Planet Calypso after the tutorial. Most of you are probably pretty familiar with this, even if you've only played for one day. And guys, I want to show you a way to A, kind of earn some PED, but B, something that's going to help you earn a lot of PED later on. Something that most people do not know even after years of playing, and something that I was lucky enough to stumble upon my first day in the game. So one of the big things that you find out really quickly whenever you first start playing Entropia is you are about as weak as they come, especially when you first start. You come here to Camp Icarus and there's all the puny creatures over here and you can barely even kill one before it kills you. I mean, you are like super weak when you first start playing, right? So the problem with that is your defense skills go a long way and not only helping you save PED, because if you have great defense skills you don't need as much armor, so you don't have to pay for armor decay. You don't die as often when hunting, which means that you don't miss out on, a mob that was almost dead but you didn't quite kill and it killed you, so you don't get to loot it and all that decay and ammo's gone. So defense skills are a big part in A, saving PED, and B, making PED. If you have the defense skills, you can go hunt stuff that has good markup loot, stuff that other people want, stuff that they can't hunt. So how do we get defense skills? Well, today I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick of the trade. We're going to come here to the Camp Icarus teleporter. We're going to hit F for interact with the new camera system. It's going to pop up all of our teleporting options. Even if this is your very first day in the game, even if you've only played for 5 minutes, one of the teleporters you have right off the bat is Hestia, right here, Hestia. We're here at Camp Icarus. It's going to take us over here to this little red dot. That's Hestia right there. So we're going to go ahead and teleport there. And we're teleporting. Okay, great. Now we're at Hestia. Super. So we're going to point north. We'll find our compass here north. And if we go to our map, this little symbol right here, or hit M, we can see we're right here, we're facing north, and we want to come to this big giant river. And when we get to the river, we want to swim east over this direction because we're trying to get over here. This is Zychion Citadel. Alright, so we're just going to run north to the river. And when we get in the river, we're going to swim east. And as we're swimming a little bit, I will tell you guys kind of why we're doing this and give you guys some insight. But let's get to the river and start swimming first. You guys will only have to do this one time. Once you do this once, then you'll have a teleporter for Zychion, and you can just teleport right back and forth to Zychion. So as you can see, Hestia is kind of barren. There's a few estates around here, but not much to see. Not very many people spend a lot of time here. Now, you cannot be killed just by being in water in Entropia. You can swim pretty much anywhere you want. There are some fish mobs. There's the Ripper Snapper, nasty little red fish that bites pretty hard. There's some giant whales called legions, but you've usually got to be out in the open ocean to find them. So you're not going to drown just being in the water. So we're going to get in the water here. Let me get back up to the surface. Okay, now I want to point east towards Zychion, so I'm going to hit R to auto swim in that general direction. I usually tell people swim for about 5 minutes, so we'll see because I've got to explain a few things anyway. Okay, so when you first start playing, it's kind of confusing because as you hunt or as you do anything, you'll see that the system will award you skill points every now and then. So if we hit K, or if we open this little icon that looks like a man in a circle, we can see our individual skills. So like courage, I've got 3,067 skill points. Laser weapon tech, 3,105 skill points. Rifle, 3,033 skill points. Evade, 2,928 skill points. Your skill points are all going to be different, and they really don't necessarily matter. Nobody talks in skill points because they're so all over the place. When people talk about your level, whenever they say, what level are you in defense or what level are you in laser sniper, what they're asking is your profession level. That's not skill points. That's something different. Right next to the skill points, you'll see the star emblem. You can open it by hitting P. That's your professions. So if we click right here at the bottom for combat professions, my laser sniper hit is my highest at 25.5522, right? So I'm halfway to 26, halfway between 25 and 26. These are the levels everybody references. So when I say I'm level 25 laser sniper hit, this is what I'm talking about. Now you'll see my evade and my dodge are both right here. Evade is 19.72. Dodge is 18.22. So these are the two primary defense professions. Evade is the one that is used anytime you're dealing with a mob that does close-up damage, which is most mobs. Dodge is used for mobs that do range damage, or anytime you're taking range damage. Pretty much robots that shoot you from far off and player versus player type interactions, right? That's when you use dodge. Your evade is almost always going to be higher than your dodge, and it's usually pretty substantially higher. Now, I've manipulated mine a little bit through skill implants, but my evade is all 100% naturally gained. My dodge, I did a skill implant for a competition, didn't end up needing it, but normally I would expect an evader of about 19 to have a dodger of, somewhere between 7 to 10. It's that big of a difference. But think about it, that makes sense because usually you're working with evade with most mobs during your hunting career, right? So why is there such a difference between my evade level only being 19 and the fact that I've got like 2,928 evade points? Well, the reason is it takes more than one skill point to make up a profession. So the evade profession, it looks at different skill points to determine that level, and the evade skill points only count for 25% of the profession, right? It's also made up of athletics, combat reflexes, alertness, serendipity. Serendipity is actually a hidden skill you unlock at level 30. I unlocked it with VSE, Vehicle Structural Engineer. Avoidance you unlock at level 25. Evader or Dodger, I have not unlocked it yet, hoping to in the very near future. So guys, I got this far with my defense skills in less than a year. My first Entropia birthday doesn't come up till the end of this month, May 2019. Most people don't get to level 19 Evader in 3 years naturally. Reason being is when you're out hunting, you get very, very small awards of skill points. So you might get a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of an evade point, or a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a combat reflex point. So if you were to just get your guns and be at Camp Icarus starting off hunting punies, you might kill 20,000 puny creatures before you ever made it to level 2 evader, because the award points are just so small, right? So how do you farm defense skills and get those defense skills up so you can really go hunt stuff that has good markup, which will hopefully earn you some PED? Or how do you go farm defense skills so that later on, if you decide to, maybe you can chip some out and sell some of those chips to make money? Well, the answer is Zychion Citadel. So now that we've swam upriver, gone east up the river, I should say, towards Zychion, we exited on the north shore, and now you'll notice we're getting attacked by different creatures. So I'm just going to stop running because these won't kill me fast enough. They would probably already have done most of you in. So I'm just going to stand here and let them kill me. And if you'll notice over here on the screen, I'm taking some damage and I'm not getting any skill points awarded. Why is that? Well, the system is looking at this going, okay, I'm being attacked by level 3 mobs and I've got level 19 evader, so there's really no reason to award me any evade points, right? I could have started shooting these things. I could have been healing myself. They were not guaranteed to kill me because of the fact that I'm so much higher than they are. And that brings up a good rule of thumb whenever you're hunting. One of the reasons this is so important is whatever your evader level is, that's pretty much what you should be hunting, that level or less. So I can hunt level 19 mobs or less, general rule of thumb. Now, mob maturities do come into play and stuff, and how fast they go and how much damage they do. But generally speaking, because I'm level 19 evader, I can hunt level 19 or less mobs, right? So now that I've died, you notice I automatically revive here at Zychion Citadel. Didn't have to run the entire way here. So first thing I do is I go grab the teleporter, come over here, I hit F for interact, pull up the teleporter menu, and it'll automatically add Zychion to my teleporter list. Now I don't have to swim here again. So Zychion is kind of a ruined city. There was a big robot war here years ago. Half of the buildings are falling in on themselves, and there's not a ton of people here. In fact, the fact that you see two people in the screen with me is kind of rare. So we're going to just run out here to the street, and if you go left, the bridge is out. You'll just fall to your death. If you turn right, you can actually go east down this little road, and if you'll notice, there's all these red dots. That's why we're here. This place has some of the highest level mobs that you're going to find anywhere on Calypso in any type of abundance. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people that are here because of me. Once you come down this little road that's kind of falling apart, and you'll see like the buildings are literally in ruins, you'll start seeing these mobs. Eviscerator level 185. Warrior robot level 85. Okay, so obviously they're high end, but those aren't even the most high end. In fact, there's Michael Stewart right there. If you guys play with us or watch the streams, you'll see my buddy Mike here pretty regularly. So this bad boy is what we're here for. Level 284 Mulciber. Level 284. This guy has 50,000 HP, and somebody is actually hunting this one. You can tell from the health bar going down very, very, very slowly. They're probably using a weapon that's well over 100 damage per second. They've probably got a healer standing there right behind them that's healing them. So needless to say, these are probably what most people would consider Ubers in the game. So we're not going to go mess with this one because this guy's hunting it. Let's be courteous. After all, the hunters have a right to be here. We do not. But the goal is to find a Mulciber, if Mike hasn't dragged them all off to the other side of the bridge. And we just want to let it kill us. Mulcibers, mainly because they're the highest level creatures here. You can use the warriors, you can use the other mobs that are here. But Mulcibers are the highest level. So the whole point of coming to Zychion is you find a Mulciber, which I'm not seeing any right off bat because Mike probably already dragged them to the other side. But they'll usually be out here from the platform. The platform's right there. We started back up here. They'll usually be straight out this direction, like where this one is, or they'll be over by this tree occasionally, or you'll find them back behind all this. See this little horizon line back here? There's water back there, and they tend to spawn along that water line. But you find any creature here, mainly the Mulciber, and you just let it kill you, which is going to happen pretty easy. Notice this is level 143 Warlock. It's probably going to kill me with one hit. And I'm dead. 385 damage. I don't even have that many HP. So what's going to happen, and you'll see this very, very readily, is when you die, you're going to be awarded a lot of defense points. In fact, when you first start, it's not unusual to get awarded anywhere from 3 to 4 evade points per death. 3 to 4 combat reflex points per death. Now, are you guaranteed to get them every time you die? No, and in fact, the further you go, the less they're going to be awarded, the less often, and it's going to be in smaller amounts. When I get awarded points, since I'm level 19, I tend to get about a half a point every time. So I might get a half a point of evade skill, I might get a half a point of athletic skill, but it's gone down pretty drastically for me because I'm level 19 evade. But especially in the very beginning, when you first start off and your evade somewhere between 0 and 5, the awards are huge. You can get more evade points in one death here at Zychion than you can get in an entire week of shooting punies at Camp Icarus. And the best part is it's free. A lot of people kind of debate whether or not it's something you should do. I think it's something that really helps the game because it makes it where you can much more quickly start hunting things you actually want to hunt. It much more quickly makes it where you can actually hunt things that have markup for their loot, and it just makes the game more fun whenever you can do stuff that's enjoyable instead of being stuck slaughtering punies for 6 months. So it's literally a repeat process. Now the thing is, you don't want to die too quickly, because if you die too quickly, then instead of having to wait 10 seconds to revive, it becomes 20, then 40, then 80. And then you just have to wait longer and longer and longer between deaths. So if you'll notice, I try and let it get to about the E in StevieB on my health bar before I die again. Doing that, notice I'm still at a 10-second revive time. General rule of thumb, you want about 20 to 30 seconds between deaths. That's right about the right amount of time. So I just came back. If I was to die in the next 15 seconds, that would probably be bad. If I wait till, 20, 30 seconds goes by, I'm probably safe. If you die and it goes from a 10-second revive timer to a 20-second revive timer, you did it too fast. You need to slow down. And if that happens, you've got to wait even longer. That way it kind of catches back up with itself. So if you do make that mistake and your timer lengthens itself, give yourself 2-3 times as much time. Get that timer back down to 10 seconds and just be sure you wait that solid 20 to 30 seconds before dying. So the reason I said Mike probably pulled them is if you see Mike here in his hover pod, he does the exact same thing. In fact, this is one of the areas that Mike specializes in. His name's Michael Stewart. You'll see him here in-game quite often with me. But you'll notice there's a revive terminal here and here, right? There's another one over here. Now, when you're out here running around in the wilderness doing this, you'll revive at the platform. If you use the bridge on this side of Zychion, you'll revive right here at this revive platform. But Mike will actually draw all the mulsipers that he can over here by the end of the bridge. And then you literally just run down the bridge. And it's a pretty short bridge. You'll see that there's a bridge close sign, and it actually slopes downward a little bit. See all the red dots? Those are the mulsipers Mike's already pulled over here. And notice there they are. There's one right there. I'm going to run back and forth a little bit to kind of make them get nice and good and angry. And bam, there's one, and I'm dead. So notice you were killed by Tough Mulsiper, took 243 points of damage. Now if this was you guys, and there's Mike, he just died and just revived. If this was you guys would have probably gotten 4 to 5 evade points just for that. You might have gotten 4 combat reflexes or 3 athletics points just for that. Again, I'm so high level of evader, I'm kind of beyond really benefiting from this a terrible amount, but I still do it, especially whenever I'm multitasking. You know, if I'm writing an article for earnped.com, or if I'm doing something else that requires my attention and I really can't be actively participating in the game, like hunting or crafting, something that I really got to pay attention to, then I'm usually at Zychion doing this because every little point helps, right? I've made it further with my evade skills in 1 year than a lot of people do in 2 years, 3 years even. So notice I waited just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and run down the bridge again. We're going to see if this can award some points for me. Really, it's a logarithmic function, so the further you go in the game, the harder the points are to get, and the slower the gains are. But especially those first 10 evade levels, you can really get through them pretty quickly here at Zychion. Now, when I say pretty quickly, I do mean, you know, it might take 6 months to get to level 10. That's just nature of the beast, but you're still going to get there faster than you would any other way in the game, save actually going to the auction and buying a chip implant and just implanting it. And remember, your professions are made up of multiple skill points, so even to do that, you would have to buy a huge evade chip, a huge combat reflexes chip, a huge athletic chip. You would have to spend a lot of money to get to a level 19 evade, especially starting at 0. So the thing about it is, this is one of those things that you can do for free, that not only is it going to save you PED, because now whenever I go out hunting, let me give you guys an example. I'm just going to go, where do I want to go? I'm just going to go Twin Peaks. I'm going to hop over to Twin Peaks here. Okay, when I'm out hunting, I hunt stuff that's well below my evade level. And the reason I do that is because I don't have to wear armor. Most of the time when I'm out hunting, I am not wearing armor, and that means no armor decay. Now, we'll have another video later on that will talk about armor and the loot pool effect. Wearing armor does tend to have an effect on the loot pool to some extent, but especially if I'm out hunting stuff that I know is going to be able to easily attack me and actually get to me before I finish killing it, then I just don't like dealing with a lot of armor decay. So a lot of times I will hunt without armor, and I have the defense skills that allow me to do that. So it's saving me PED because I'm not using armor decay, right? The other thing is it makes me harder to kill in player versus player. Now, I'm still easy to kill for the Ubers, but if I keep doing this long enough, I will eventually change that. We're just going to use the good old S10, the Vivo S10, to just heal us up even just a little bit real quick, since I just died. Okay, so I'm only going to heal about halfway. So I'm going to go over here and find the level 5 Argonauts. These tend to be something that people like to hunt. It's one of those things that once you finally have the defense skills to be able to hunt it, it becomes a favorite mob pretty quick, but they attack quickly and they do some real damage. So let's watch this guy. I'm actually going to get attacked by two of them. Notice that they do damage, but then they start missing. When they miss, that's because of my evade skills. So evade right there. I evaded it. It missed. It missed. You're going to get a lot more misses and a lot more evades once you have higher evade skills. Now notice, even with my skills being level 19 evade, they still are doing some amount of damage to me, right? So it's not going to keep you from dying. It's just going to make it harder for you to be killed. Notice they could still kill me, but they can't kill me so fast that I can't kill them first. I slaughtered like 500 of these things on the stream last night without even really having to look at the screen half the time. So it really, really helps because it makes it harder for you to die, harder for mobs to kill you. That means you get to sweat more. You can sweat things dry more easily. It's harder to be killed at sweat circles. Just all around a great thing to do when you have some free time or you're kind of bored or maybe you're a little bit low on PED, but you still want to play and still want to talk to your friends. Go over to Zychion Citadel and just find those level 284 multipers and just let them kill you and repeat till Uber, as I say. That's one of the reasons I nicknamed the platform over at Zychion StevieB's Ninja Trading Post at Zychion Platform. I am there that much. In fact, I'm going to head over there now, even after I end the video. But just wanted to show you guys that. And remember, skills have value. Later on, you can chip out your skills if you so choose. Personally, not something I want to do. And one of the skills that is always in demand, or one of the skill sets that is always in demand, is defense skills. Your combat reflexes, your evade in particular, and your dodge, those things always usually have pretty good markup and pretty good sells because of the fact that everybody needs good defense skills, right? Just makes it easier to play the game, it saves you money, and it can make you money if you chip it out later on. So guys, I'm going to end the video. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll get this thing uploaded for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. As always, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave me something in the comments. Hope to see you in game. You can always shoot me a message at StevieB Brags. Feel free to send me a friend request also. Guys, we would love to have you join us on the live stream. Don't forget, we have the Church of Tommy chat channel. Here in game, Church of Tommy chat channel. You can reach us there often. You'll find me, Michael Stewart, Fatty, all the guys and all the girls from the church. And be sure and check out earnped.com. We have some great offers you guys can complete to earn PED. We've got new articles and guides being added to the all-time high blog on the regular, trying to fill that thing full of good content to help you guys learn, earn, and play better. So on behalf of myself, StevieB, and earnped.com, want to wish you guys luck learning, earning, and playing smarter. Hopefully we will see you guys soon. Feel free to message me in game, and good luck. May the loot be with you.